Hello and good evening from Stafford Motor Speedway. My name is Scott Chive and we're joined by Sky Shrek and our executive producer DJ Lion for tonight's live coverage of the Misfit Racing League's Late Model Touring Series. Misfit Racing Leagues is home to some of the most coveted short track racing events on iRacing, including the Crandon Dashes, Triple Crown Showdown, and the second annual Gobbler 120. Coming up just as soon as we cross into November, Sky, tonight's race marks week 1 on the countdown to the Triple Crown Showdown, which will be taking place later this year. But first, talk to me about this legendary track that is Stafford Motor Speedway.
Yeah, Stafford Speedway, a famous track located in Stafford Springs, Connecticut, half a mile or 0.8 kilometers in Europe. Banking in the turns 7 to 9 degrees, only 2 degrees down the front straightaway. It's one of the flatter short tracks on iRacing, and it's a 4-corner oval. Pretty standard, flat front straightaways, not a tri-oval or anything. Opened in 1870 as a dirt track, but it was paved in 1961, and it's going to be the host for the first race tonight in this second season of the series.
Probably one of the oldest short tracks that still has lived on out there here, and we're going to be there tonight. As you'll see down, this is our broadcast team. Sky, happy to join you here in the booth, happy to be working with you tonight, and obviously we have the best behind the booth, and that is DJ Lion with production. Let's talk about this schedule. This is week 1 of this extremely long season here, which will go all the way into March, which will be March 8th for our championship night, but we've got a lot of races here, Sky. And we've got up week, we'll have Nashville Fairgrounds, Five Flag Speedways. We've got Irwindale in there, New Hampshire, New Smyrna, all the way to Phoenix, South Boston. We're going everywhere, including our championship night at Langley, as well as what we talked about, the second annual Triple Crown Showdown. So these guys gonna accrue a lot of points. Tell me about the champion from last season, Jake Sylvia.
Yeah, won the championship this year. He wasn't supposed to make it to the first race of this season, but he is here starting towards the front of the field, and he's going to try to have a good run through the heats and lock himself into the feature here later on tonight.
Yeah, as a lot of you know, if you watched last year in Season 1, Jake Sylvia was absolutely dominant, winning over 7 races, double than anyone else up to the names of Michael Weissman and Deegan Smith. So we're going to have some great action for you coming here every Saturday. We're going to have some info here coming up to you, but that is going to be awesome here. And we're going to get going here soon with our rolling the anthem. We're going to go down to trackside to roll your national anthem. Drivers have qualified, and now we're gridding up for the first heat of the night. This will include the drivers that did not make the top 5 in qualifying. Top 5 advanced to the feature. Meanwhile, in this heat, 5 will try to advance once more. We're going to go through the grid here. On the pole will be Tanner Bethea in 20th, and in second, the 86 of Justin Crow. Back in third position on the inside, we're going to have, that is Kyle Turczak in the 15 alongside the 38 of Evan Hassler. Hassler, a strong car as we know. Back in 5th position, we're going to have the 9 of Deegan Smith alongside the 024 of Cody Dempster. Back in 7th position, back on the inside, that's going to be the 71 of Dylan Calabro, putting in a 19.5 alongside the 48 of Matt Urban. Rounding out your top 10 for this Heat 1 will be that number 1 of Jake Sylvia, running the number 1 for winning that championship, and on his outside, the 49 of Jake Grout. Run me through the rest, Sky.
Yeah, taking the rest of our starting grid tonight. Tanner Burge, he's starting there in 11th with Kason Howe on his outside in 12th. And that is the lineup for your first heat race of the night.
Well, we've seen a lot here from the heats in these races, and they can get pretty busy, Sky. What are you expecting here for this first 10-lap heat at Stafford?
Yeah, it looks like we got 11 drivers in this one, and only 5 of them are going to end up going to the feature. So it's going to be a mad dash to try to get in those top 5 spots, especially if you're a driver who's starting outside of them. You're going to have to be on your A game to get yourself up into those top 5 positions and avoid going to the consolation race later tonight.
You don't want to be in that consolation race, because as these cars battle it out here in these heat races, they can get nasty, but the consolation can get even nastier. 78 degrees is the air temperature, 108 degrees here on track. It's a hot one. It's going to be slick here for this first heat race. Really excited about it. Got a lot of new drivers here this season, back for season 2, and I'm really excited about that. We got a great mix of old drivers and new drivers, and I think that's going to create some really, really neat stuff here tonight.
Yeah, a lot of drivers up here. We've seen previously in the series, but some new guys up here as well. We've got Cody Dempster leading off on the pole for this race. Matt Urban to his outside in second, and they're both weaving, trying to warm up those tires, make it a little less slick on the start for them as they come through 3 and 4.
We talk about paint schemes, and I mean, the one of the night might be from Matt Urban right now, is we're going to see the pace truck leading them out, running through 2 right here down the back straightaway, or I imagine we're going to see it dive down here onto pit lane, and we're going to get ready for this first heat. As my friend Sky said, Cody Dempster going to lead them here, and they're getting anxious behind this pace truck because, man, they're ready to go. I know these drivers, they did a lot of them in the summer series, but I know they're excited to be back here for season 2, and a lot of them ready to bring the fight to Jake Sylvia, because someone is gunning for this season 2 championship. Pace truck is to the pit lane. We're green out here at Stafford Motor Speedway for week 1 of the Misfit Racing League Touring Series season 2.
Dempster's going to prevail a little bit down the back straightaway here in the first lap of this heat race. He'll take him off into turn 3. Howe looking around the outside, but he won't be able to get there as Howe and Grout are side by side looking for that second position. Jake Grout's got it up on the inside, but he can't take the peak to the Cody Dempster in the 24 car, and he'll stay in second for now, still hounding him down the back straight, looking into 3 and 4.
Heat 1 underway here, completing lap 2. Cody Dempster holds it on the outside. Jake Grout moved up into second position around Kason Howe. They're trying to get to him, but Cody Dempster out front, scuffling in the back. Waylon Robinson on the outside.
Got shoved up the track there by that 19 car, and he's going to pull straight up to the bumper of him. Not happy with that. We're going to go back to the battle for the lead because they're side by side between Jake Grout and Cody Dempster. Grout on the outside trying to get there, but Dempster's got the better run out of the corner, and they'll stay even down into 1 and 2 on lap 4. Grout's got the run out, still side by side down the back straightaway.
Grout absolutely sideways through turn 2, trying to work the bottom here on the inside of Dempster, trying to gain position to make better in this feature for qualifying. He'll send it into turn 1 and 2. Will Dempster try the crossover? Yes, he will. He'll have the speed. Will he get to the quarter panel? Barely. Cleared. Jake Grout, new race leader in Heat 1.
You see Dempster all the way down on that apron, and he makes a little bit of contact with him, trying to move him up the racetrack. This track is so flat, it doesn't have a lot of banking. You're able to go all the way down onto that apron to try to make time, as we've seen these top 2 do all night. And Dempster's trying to use that to stick his nose in on the 49 of Grout. He'll do it again. Big send through the apron onto the inside. They're going to come out side by side.
Ooh,
both of them in the wall, side by side, across the line to take 4 to go.
Dempster's not done. Grout's going to try to throw the crossover just like Dempster tried to earlier. Side by side yet again down the backstretch. Grout barely has it here into 3 and 4. Here coming to complete lap 7. We'll have 3 to go here at the line. Caution's out in this heat.
Yeah, we had a car around at the back there. It looks like it was the 56 of Ryan B. Wilson, and a different accident as well. The 19 car pouring up in the fence. Looks like a couple cars were involved in that. We'll try to get you a replay so we can see what happened there with 4 to go in the heat race.
At 19 is Kaysen Howe. I mean, he has got smoke out of the back. Taking a look back here, that's Kaysen Howe in the 19. Oh, Kyle Adams just gives him a little bit of a shove on the entry to the corner. Oh, and then a big hit there from the 56. I would believe that was Ryan Wilson.
Yeah, I saw that car around in the background there, and that was completely separate incident that caused this wreck to occur for Kaysen Howe. And the 56, he kind of came back up the track, nowhere to go for that car, and they're both torn up in the corner.
Luckily for them, this is just Heat 1. They will have the consolation race because right now the fight for this transfer position is between Hunter King and Matt Urban. Top 5, like we said, will make it into this feature. The rest will go to the consolation.
Yeah, right now it's looking like on that bubble is Kyle Adams in the 24 car, who scored 5th last time around. Tyler Muller also on the cut line. Or my bad, I believe Kyle Adams has been sent to the back for causing that incident, so it's going to be Hunter King in that 27 car who's going to be in 5th, looking to make the transfer with Tyler Muller 1 spot ahead of him in 4th, and Matt Urban 1 spot to the outside in 6th.
He is, Kyle Adams, one of the owners of this league, and MRL is very strict about how they race. They want guys to race clean, and even one of the race directors, even one of the league owners, even he'll get penalized when something goes wrong. He'll take the EOL, and you'll see that any drivers involved in an incident, the one that causes the incident will get an EOL. That's through the heat races, feature races, no matter who you are. So we're lining up yet again. Cody Dempster still at the front. Him and Jay Grout have been battling here really heavily. We take the green. We'll have 2 to go. Top 5 battling, trying to make the transfer spot. Right now, that fight is between Matt Urban and Hunter King. But right now, looking at the front, looking to who will take the win of this first heat and start 6th, at least before the invert. Green flag yet again here in Heat 2.
Leads him off into turn 1. Cody Dempster all the way to the apron. We've got a crash behind him. 2 cars around into the apron. Caution immediately back out with 2 to go.
Caution's out yet again already. That is Ryan Wilson there. He's involved in something. We're going to have to take a look back at what happened. But, man, they didn't even make it into turn 1. Waylon Robinson almost didn't make it into turn 1. Take a look back here. 56, that second to last car on the inside. Kyle Adams behind him with the EOL. Looking into turn 1 here. Looking, that's the 77. That was Eric Hudson that he was looking on the inside of, had made contact. Very similar incident to what we saw earlier, Sky.
Looked like something might have happened to Hudson there. Had to check up big time into that corner in comparison to the cars behind him. I don't think the 56 of Wilson really saw it coming. They all kind of chain react behind him for a 3-car incident back there.
No, there was no way that he could have known, that Ryan Wilson could have known that was going to happen. Looking along here with Eric Hudson. Yeah, it just looks like he brakes a little bit earlier. You know, it's not a bad play. You know, we're 3 to go here in this heat race. He's imagining that someone might dive it too hard in turn 1, cause an incident, and maybe he'll gain some spots, but checking up early actually caused him to lose some spots.
Yeah, and he'll have to drop to the back there, at least with some damage from that accident. Big spin will send him from fighting for a transfer spot to the very back of the field now.
Yeah, with 3 to go here with our green-white checkered, I don't know if he'll be able to make it back up into that top 5, especially with our top 5. We've seen Jake Grout, Tyler Muller, Waylon Robinson, and Matt Urban, all of them back in Season 1. Cody Dempster made a few appearances, wasn't a full-time runner, but all those guys have some heavy stats behind their names. Tyler Muller, race winner, many top 5s, over 5. Waylon Robinson, a great runner in that 133. Matt Urban, multiple top 5s, looking for a race win for the first time here in Season 2, but he'll have to make the feature to do that, Sky.
Yeah, and the battle for the feature is only going to get more intense here. 2 to go. As you said, this time these drivers are going to be all out Lights are still on the pace car, so it looks like we're going to have about 1.5 more to go. But once the pace car does pull off, it is going to be a mad dash. All of those cars, anyone even back to like 9th, I think stands a shot of fighting their way into this feature race. It is going to be chaos back there in the mid-pack.
It's going to be chaos. I mean, we've already seen it a little bit. Better than what I expected. I'm not going to lie. I cannot believe that we made it 7 laps without a caution. So I'm surprised by that one for sure, Sky.
Yeah, we made it a little bit there, but 2 cautions in quick succession. Cautions, as they say, do breed cautions. That's what's happened today. But we're heading down the back straightaway. The cars are lined up. We're getting ready to go.
I knew we were going to say it tonight about cautions, getting lined up. Like you said, we didn't even get a lap completed there, so we will have 3 to go here. Cody Dempster, Jake Grout still on your front row. Right behind him, Tyler Muller and Waylon Robinson. Green here for the 3rd time. We'll try to make it all the way to the end here.
Side by side, back down into turn 1. Dempster still using all of that apron to try to get the run out. They'll stay side by side down the back straightaway, keeping it tight into turns 3 and 4. Dempster and Grout racing for the win of this heat race as we come to the white flag.
Huge contact between Dempster and Grout. White flag is out here for Heat 1. Dempster sends it. Grout try to make the crossover, but Tyler Muller will send it into the inside. That'll cut off the crossover. Dempster out alone, side by side for 2nd and 3rd position. Meanwhile, your transfer spot, Kyle Adams trying to take it. Cody Dempster will win. Back to your transfer, Waylon Robinson will make it in.
What a battle for the win there. Cody Dempster will take it. Tyler Muller came out of nowhere. We saw Dempster battling with Jake Grout all race, but Tyler Muller steals that 2nd spot away. Matt Urban will make it through in 4th. And in 5th place in the first heat race tonight will be Waylon Robinson in the 133. And now we're going to get ready for Heat 2.
Waylon Robinson will be extremely happy about that one in the mid-pack all of this heat, and really great for him to make that. Kyle Adams will be a little bit upset, comes up 1 position short. He'll have to fall to that 15-lap consolation race. Getting ready for Heat 2 here. Got our cars gridding up, trying to get them all in, making sure they can all get in here. We're going to have the grid here. Up first here will be the 71 of Dylan Calabro. Right on his outside will be that Season 1 champion of Jake Sylvia. Behind him will be the 35 of Tanner Berge. And on his outside, the 57 of Alex Hallinar. Back behind him in your rounding out your top 5 will be Trevor Ward. In 6th place, the 12 of Matt Mingo. In 7th, the 74 of Michael Weissman. In 8th place, Keegan Bush. Back in 9th position, we'll have the 89 of Bradley Stefane. And in 10th place, we'll have the 015 of Craig Wilcott. And then in 11th, rounding out this Heat 2 field, the 82 of Tim Dayton. Got a whole new field here, Sky. Ready to stack them up, rack them up, and ready to go again.
Yeah, that first heat race was full of excitement. We had battles for the lead, battles for 5th. They were side by side all throughout the pack. There's not really a dominant line on this racetrack right now. It kind of feels like you can run anywhere and put up a good fight, and that's only going to bode well for this heat race, the consolation, and the feature coming up later, because this track is giving us a good time right now.
Well, the thing about these short lap heats is there's no need for saving tires at all. Absolutely. With 10 laps, I mean, you can go all out qualifying laps every single time. When we get to the feature, you won't see as many guys staying up top for as long, because that'll absolutely burn it up. Even if you can get momentum, as you'll see track temperatures at 107 degrees, it'll absolutely eat your tires on the outside. But here, for these heat races, it really doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. The lights are out on the pace car, and these cars are going to come through turns 3 and 4 to start your second heat race of the night. We got Dylan Calabro on the inside. We got Jake Sylvia on the inside. The pace car has pulled off, and we're green for the second heat race of the night.
Green here. Dylan Calabro will lead on to the first lap. Sylvia on his outside. That's your Season 1 champion, strong driver. But Calabro was strong as well. Absolutely sideways is him and Tanner Berge. Berge looking to the inside. Meanwhile, Sylvia looking to the outside. They're looking almost 3 wide, but not quite.
They were in the wall in the back. Big action happening back there, as now they're side by side for second. It's Berge looking up the inside of Jake Sylvia in the 1 car, the defending champion, under threat. for the second position. Berge back up the inside. He's all the way down on the apron, trying to make a little bit more grip to get that car around for second. He's got the run out the corner. He'll take it to the line. Let's see if he can get it down into 1 and 2.
Berge and Sylvia side by side is absolutely what Dylan Calabro is loving to see out of his mirror. He's got a 4/10, almost 5/10 gap here on the second and third place car. Meanwhile, Trevor Ward in that final transfer position. Sylvia tries to cross it over to the inside. He'll make a dive down onto the apron, slow it up to no contact, and contact behind him too.
Yeah, near wreck between those two cars, almost into the quarter panel there of Berge. Sylvia eases off, lets him hold the spot. Calabro's pulling away. He's got a 7/10 lead over Sylvia and Berge as they continue to fight door to door for second. It's Sylvia now up the inside of Berge making the send, but Berge will cross him up down the back straightaway. They'll stay side by side. Sylvia will take the lead, trying to hold that inside, and there's contact. Sylvia around, Hallinar around as well.
Man, you saw Tanner Berge give him a little bit of a bump there. Sylvia was blocking him all the way down the back straightaway, and Berge wanted nothing to do with it. Gave him a little bit of a punt into turn 3 and 4. Got him sideways. We'll take a look at it here again, Sky.
Yeah, it looked like they stacked up behind him. The 35 looked to the inside. Little bit of contact out of there as Sylvia really wanted that inside. Checks him up behind, and then whoever was behind Alex Hallinar here saw that 35 car, or saw the 1 car getting loose, didn't check up quite as much as he needed to, and some contact sends that 57 machine into the grass.
That was Trevor Ward, obviously not wanting to slow up because he was in the final transfer position. We're going to have to see who is going to get this EOL here. But man, I don't blame Berge at all, because look at this move. Chops down on the nose is Jake Sylvia, all the way down to the bottom, even before entering the corner. So I can't blame, and we saw Berge gave him a little tap to straighten him up. Trevor Ward had nothing to be able to slow up. That sent Alex Hallinar for a spinner that brought out our caution here in Heat 2.
Yeah, Hallinar just kind of the innocent victim of that. Not really anything he could do in that situation. He's got cars having trouble in front of him, cars having trouble behind him, and he's just kind of in the middle of that chaos, and he ends up being the one who goes around.
No EOL has been given out, so it will be declared most likely a racing incident there. But man, really aggressive out of Jake Sylvia just for a heat race.
Yeah, he was driving that thing like it was the last lap, like he was going for the feature win, trying to send that thing onto the inside there. With only 3 to go in Heat 2, he wants that higher up qualifying position for this main event.
That aggressiveness we've seen a lot in the past out of Jake Sylvia. That's one of the things that won him so many races when he didn't start out on the pole, and one of the things that won him the Season 1 championship. We're going to stack them up back here. We're going to have 3 to go, just like we did in Heat 1, to decide who is going to make it into the feature. Again, top 5 will advance, and the rest will be sent to our consolation race. Right now, with the spinner of Alex Hallinar, Matt Mingo has moved up into the 5th and final transfer position. Him and Bradley Stefan are going to be fighting it out. Trevor Ward up to 4th, trying to stay calm, cool, and collected, and move on without any trouble. Green flags out for Dylan Calabro.
He'll lead him to the line with Berge on the inside, and Sylvia's going to immediately look to resume that battle, jumping to the inside of Tanner Berge with 2 to go. They're side by side down the straightaway. Sylvia's got the nose for that second position, and he'll use the inside to take the spot away. Jake Sylvia up to second with 2 to go.
Trevor Ward looking for 3rd position against Tanner Berge. Wasn't able to do it right there. Man, on the nose of Tanner Berge. They're sideways, Trevor Ward battling back there for the 5th position. Meanwhile, Calabro out front. Sylvia makes the send. Won't have enough to do it. Calabro will win the Heat 2. Bro, spinner in the back.
They're wrecking for 5th across the line. Wiseman in the air and into the fence, and in the chaos of the last lap, give it to Matt Mingo for the 5th and final transfer spot.
Matt Mingo will transfer. Alex Hallinar made it from the absolute back in 11th all the way up to 6th. Was 1 away from making the transfer with that crazy turn 4 crash. Wasn't enough, and we're going to have all these guys in the consolation. Will be 5 laps longer than our heat rates, 15 laps. The top 9 will advance to the feature, and we've got 12 here in this consolation. So 3 drivers will be out of it after the night is over.
Yeah, we're going to give you the rundown of that last heat race. Dylan Calabro won it. Jake Sylvia in second beat out Tanner Burgee, who finished third. Trevor Ward fourth. Matt Mingo in fifth. And then going to the consolation race right now, it'll be Alex Hallinar in sixth. Michael Wiseman with that big wreck in seventh. Tim Dayton eighth. Bradley Stefane ninth. Keegan Bush in 10th. And Craig Wilcott, last finisher in that heat race, in 12th or 11th.
A lot of these guys that we saw out here, Kyle Adams and Alex Hallinar, were those 6th place finishers. They all gridded up as per their finishing orders within their heats. And like we said, this is the last chance they're going to get tonight. Right now, out of the transfer positions in grid order would be Keegan Bush, Kaysen Howell, and Craig Wilcott. But they're not out yet. They've got 15 laps to try to make it up into the top 9.
And as the pace car leads them around, starting order for this race, Kyle Adams on pole with Alex Hallinar on the outside, Hunter King and Michael Wiseman 3rd and 4th, William Herring 5th, Tim Dayton 6th, Ryan Wilson 7th, Bradley Stefane 8th, Eric Hudson 9th, Keegan Bush 10th, Kaysen Howell 11th, and Craig Wilcott last starter in 12th.
Well, that is your starting grid here for this consolation race. Kyle's car, I mean, absolutely awesome paint scheme there. Love to see Kyle Adams has brought epic paint schemes every race he's ever run here with Misfit Racing League. And I've got to say, the paint schemes for this league and the guys that bring them out are always super awesome.
Yeah, we're looking, the pace car is going to be looking to pull off here. I think it will pull off.
It will.
It'll be Kyle Adams and Alex Hallinar on that front row as we take it back to the green flag. Coming through turn 4 here. Green flag is out for Kyle Adams. He'll lead him back in the consolation race.
Adams holds it into 1 and 2. Hallinar, sufficient to fall into 2nd position. Tries a little bit of a crossover there. On the nose. Nothing doing. Stay same. Michael Weissman trying to burn it on the outside of Hallinar. Trying to make it up into the 2nd position.
Yeah, as you said, they're not afraid to use those tires as the caution is out on lap 2 of the heat race. We had a couple cars around further back. It's Craig Wilcott and Eric Hudson around at the back of the field.
That's our quickest caution yet. That's the 15 or 015 of Craig Wilcott. We'll take a look back at what happened there in the backfield, because obviously you got a caution. It was the 77 as well of Eric Hudson, spinner in the grass. Not sure how he got to the grass, but somehow he was there. Oh, looks like a scuffle.
Yeah, looks like
Wilcott was a little loose off the corner. Comes down into the 77 of Hudson.
Yeah, a little bit of chaos there between him and that 19 car further back. Came down the racetrack a little bit. Looked like there was a car kind of wiggling on his outside. Moved down to avoid it. Didn't see the car behind him. Almost
a 3-car incident there. You saw Wilcott get a little bit loose on the top. Eric Hudson moves down to avoid, but the 13 of Kaysen Howell was there on the inside, 3 wide out of turn 2. So, that's our first caution here. Completed 4 laps so far. Will we see another?
Well, we're going to find out. I think we got a pretty decent chance of seeing it. We saw a couple cautions in that first heat race where these cautions bred cautions, and we saw some chaos on the restarts. Maybe we'll see that here when we go back green in the consolation.
I do not doubt it one bit at all. Obviously, no laps will be ticked away under caution here. All laps must be completed under green flag, unless, in the end, we use up all of our green-white checkers. But anything before that will be a green flag lap. Look at this awesome track view here at Stafford Motor Speedway. Makes you see just how flat it is and how tough it can make it. Such a diverse track, able to run multiple lines here, as we've seen drivers trying it on the outside like we saw from Weissman. Was able to move in front of Hallinar with the timing of that caution.
Yeah, this track, very flat, very kind of narrow corners, leads to a lot of chaos here. You can really send it down into those turns. Use everything that is paved to try to make your move on the cars in front of you. It always brings a fun time at Stafford.
Well, all the cars that were involved in that incident that we saw that brought out this first caution, that'll be the 77 of Hudson, Wilcott, and Powell. They're all back in 10th, 11th, and 12th. Your 3 cars out of the transfer positions into this feature. Pace truck will dive it down onto pit road. We're going to get ready here for a second restart in your consolation race. Green flag is out. Kyle Adams sends it away here on the front stretch and into turn 1.
Yeah, he's got the lead into turn 1, but Wiseman is not going to give it up easily on the outside. Adams all the way down to the apron. Wiseman fighting back there side by side again down the back straightaway. Wiseman's got a bit of a run. He's using those tires on the outside to try to make the push around the 24 car into the wall a little bit, and that'll let Adams get away for now.
Man, Weissman absolutely sideways, gonna try a crossover here, pull the outside line, but he won't have enough momentum. Adams' line is just too strong. Weissman's gonna have to settle for second and try it out yet again. Behind him, Hallinar in third, cautions out again, followed by 27 Hunter King and Ryan Wilson, as we've got Spinner in the backfield. That's the 82 of Tim Dayton in that black, white, and pink 82 machine.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of chaos further back there. There was a car in the wall. We'll get a replay of this so we can see how this happened. Ooh, the 82
wow.
Looks like it's a little loose. That was the car in the wall there, and it's going to end up in the 82 of Tim Dayton going around in the middle of the racetrack.
Looks like into 2 here. See 82 on the bottom. That's Dayton. Moves up, gets a little loose in 3 and 4. 3 wide with Keegan Bush. Another driver on his outside. Couldn't quite see who that was, but got him loose again. I tell you, especially at a short track like this, getting in the middle 3 wide, that's Stefane on the outside. But getting 3 wide, I mean, oh my gosh, it gets you loose, gets you crazy. And nothing he could do. A little bit flustered. Got a little tap from Keegan Bush. And that car goes for a spin.
And the laps are counting in this consolation race, so we are running through them quickly.
They are. I was mistaken earlier
5
in what I said. I know. And we'll have, I believe we'll have those green-white checkers we have in the past 2 heat races. So we're clicking them off here, as I mistakenly said we weren't earlier. We'll have to see how that'll all work out. But man, let's talk about Weissman trying to bend it on the outside there. Wasn't able to do it.
He got a really good jump on the restart. He's still trying to fight him for that lead. Really giving it all he's got on that outside lane, trying to pressure Adams down the track and into making a mistake. There's chaos up there, and then there's chaos in the back. Don't think it's a coincidence that both of the cautions we've seen were fighting for that last transfer spot, and that fight is going to continue as we take the green flag here to go to 4 to go. Adams and Wiseman will lead him back, and we're back green.
4 laps to go here in this consolation race. Remember, top 9 will advance, the rest will be out. Adams still holds the lead, followed by Weissman. Into turn 3 and 4, they're still single file up until the 8th position with William and Wilcott.
Yeah, and that's going to be the pressure position, because that's to make the feature race tonight. Herring and Dayton back there are going at it. Dayton and Hudson are side by side, which is going to allow Herring to pull away a little bit and try to hold on to that 9th position. He'll try to get ahead of Wilcott to give himself a little bit of extra security there in 8th.
Contact up front. Weissman was making a charge into 3 and 4, got into the back of Adams and had to back off. Hallinar tried to make a move but wasn't able to. Still back here in the back with our drivers trying to make the transfer position as we will take the white flag here. 1 to go here in this consolation race. Weissman in the wall.
Yeah, a couple cars in the wall back there. The 027, Hunter King was as well on the outside looking for that 4th position. 9th spot right now belongs to the 64, William Herring, and they're going to cross the line. Kyle Adams will take the checkered flag here to win the consolation race, followed by Michael Wiseman in 2nd.
Weissman will bring it up, followed by Hallinar, Hunter O. King, and Keegan Bush. That'll be your top 5, followed by Ryan Wilson, Bradley Stefane, Craig Wilcott, and your final transfer driver is that 64 of William Herring. Sad story for Wilcott and some of those other guys like we saw that were out there in the consolation race.
Yeah, Tim Dayton, Case and Howe Eric Hudson. The 3 cars
There
not
we go.
transferring to the feature, and you saw a little bit of chaos there between Case and Howe and Eric Hudson taking it out on each other going to the line, and I think we saw Hudson spin through the grass there. Neither driver happy about how tonight went for them.
Not happy at all, but now it's time for this feature race. 100 laps here at Stafford, and 5 of these drivers have yet to race, Sky.
Yeah, 5 cars getting in automatically through the qualifying tonight. And that's going to make for a great starting grid tonight because we got 5 cars up front who are new to this.
Well, that'll be Cody Dempster right there. It says on our grid we're having a 6-car invert. So Tanner Bethea did win the pole, but he'll be relegated down to 6th. On the pole for the race will be Cody Dempster. He was the winner of Heat 1, followed by the 9 of Deegan Smith, 38 of Evan Hassler, in 4th the 15 of Kyle Terzak, and in 5th the 86 of Justin Crow. Then it's that 20 car of Tanner Bethea. 7th will be the 71 of Calibro. 8th will be the 55 of Muller. 9th will be the 1 of Jake Sylvia. And then 10th, that'll be the 49 of Jake Grout.
Further back in the field in 11th, we've got Tanner Berge in the 35 and Matt Urban in 12th in the 48. 7th row will be Trevor Ward in the 16th and Waylon Robinson on his outside in the 133. Matt Mingo rolls off 15th in the 12, with Kyle Adams, first car through the consolation, in the 24 and 16th. Michael Wiseman 17th in 74 with Alex Hallenard his outside in the 57. And Hunter King will roll off 19th in the 027, while the 27 of Keegan Bush will roll off 20th.
It's so hard to tell between those two. All the deals with the 027 and 27. Then you got in 21st is the 56 of Ryan Wilson. In 22nd, Bradley Stefane, and 2 other drivers, Wilcott and Herring, as Cody Dempster, Deegan Smith line up on the front row, followed by Hassler and Terzak. We're green here for the first race of Season 2 in the Misfit Racing League Touring Series. Dempster on the bottom, Smith on the outside, caution already.
And they're wrecking at the back already. Mingo around, King involved in it as well. We've got a couple cars in the grass back there at the back of the field.
Caution not yet even through turn 2. We'll take a look back at what happened there on the Vspeed replay. This is coming to the green flag, looking back here in the back of the pack. Oh, cars 3 wide. That was Weissman on the inside. Spinner, I can't quite see who that was. Did you catch that guy? Oh, it was the 12 of Mingo, like you said. So Mingo relegated to the middle on the restart, looking along here with Hunter King.
Yeah, there was some contact there, yeah. He got hit from behind trying to check up to avoid the spinning 12 car of Matt Mingo. A couple cars involved in that accident there. Hunter King probably getting the worst damage out of anyone, taking a couple different hits in that one.
Yeah, not boding well here for lap 1. Yeah, it looked like he just checked up. It looked like he was a little late and then was really hard on the brakes. And whoever was behind him was not quite ready for that. I believe it was Weissman. So Mingo already around. Good news is, Sky, he has a lot of time to make back those positions.
Yeah, 96 laps left in the feature out of the 100 that we're going to run tonight. So he's got a lot of chances to claw that car back to the front, and we are not at all done with the cautions this race. That might help him out too.
No, I don't think so. It's really easy to be late on the brakes, be early on the brakes here at Stafford Motor Speedway. We talked about it with those differing of lines. You can absolutely get a run up on the inside and just dive it down into turn 1. It's not a dirty move, it's just the way this track races, and you got to use the track to your advantage.
Yeah, I think with this feature race, we're going to see a couple more cars just trying to ring the bottom line. That's the line that's going to be best on your tires. You're not trying to push it as hard to make speed on the outside. So I expect to see a lot of cars kind of trying to take it easy, trying to run as low as they can while still maintaining position.
Trying to run really low and save those tires. These cars can go all 100 laps on their set of fuel. So it's one set of tires that they'll be using here in the main feature. Green flags out yet again. Dempster leads up again. Evan Hassler on the outside.
Dempster off into turn 1. car behind him there, Turzak, already going down to the apron, trying to make some moves. Hassler's not going to give up that front row spot. He'll be looking on the outside into 3 and 4. Dempster a bit further up the racetrack, and a second caution is already out.
Already we made it into turn 3 that time. Maybe we'll make it through a lap, as we saw Hassler there on that outside in that white and black machine with those gloss red wheels. So he's used those a lot here in Misfit Racing Touring Series competition, as we had some scuffling in the backfield. Hopefully Matt Mingo wasn't involved again. Looks like that was Hunter King and Ryan Wilson.
Yeah, we got a couple cars around. That is Hunter King and Matt Mingo again. Looks like 4 cars to the grass there. Let's see what happened. Oh, going 3 wide, and oh my goodness, Hunter King almost flips over.
That was Bradley Stefane also involved in the 89, but Hunter King absolutely got the worst of it, riding on the hood of Hunter King. Ryan Wilson on the inside. Oh, just moves up. Didn't know they were 3 wide. Squeezed Hunter King in between him and Stefane. Nowhere to go but up for his car.
Yeah, he just got stuck in the middle of the sandwich there. 1 car coming up, 1 car coming down, and Hunter King ends up rolling through the air.
We've seen 3 wide incidents, and I think every time it has ended in caution. You know what that tells me, Sky?
Probably shouldn't be doing it this early.
Yeah, well, it just doesn't work at all, I don't think. So as we'll see, the extremely damaged car of Hunter King there will go in for some damage repair. I don't believe we have any fast repairs. DJ Lyon will have to fact check me on that one, but that'll be some relegated time in the pits to fix. No fast repairs, as I'm getting from our awesome producer in DJ Lyon. So no fast repairs. He'll have to sit in the pit stop for real-time fixing, and that's going to be a long time in the pits.
Yeah, damage on these cars early for a couple of these dudes kind of at the back here, taking big hits in those early accidents. We saw another couple cars head on into the wall there, like the 12 car of Matt Mingo. A lot of chaos early is only going to keep happening here. We've got 90 more laps to go. We're only 10 laps into this race, and maybe on this restart we can get a bit of a green flag run-in. It's going to be Cody Dempster leading him back to green on the outside, with Evan Hassler back on the outside. Pace car is off as we head through turn 4, and we're back green on lap 11.
Dempster away with it into 1. Meanwhile, Turzak is on the inside of Hassler. Hassler playing it safe there on the outside. He'll fall back into 3rd, giving up that position. Meanwhile, Tyler Muller and Deegan Smith battling it out for the 4th position. Deegan Smith tags the wall.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of cars tag the wall here in the early going of this session. Cars just sending it a little too much out of the corner, scraping that outside fence is another one we see back there as well. It's chaos all over, and these cars want to use every square inch of track that they can to try to get some advantage.
Looking at the back, off the back of the 55, it's Tyler Muller looking to Justin Crow. Looking to the inside, that's that modern Ford Mustang. Love to see all the cool different decals that these drivers use on their paint schemes. A lot of these drivers single filed out here, trying to save and ride. We've got our first green flag run of the night. I'm going to knock on wood for that one, Sky.
Yeah, they're still not settled. Further back in the pack here, we've got the 24 car of Kyle Adams getting moved a little bit up by the 48 of Matt Urban. They're going at it back there. Adams loose off the corner, swerving back down to the middle, and that's going to send the 48 machine all the way down onto the apron on the entry of 3. These cars are getting loose back here, and it's going to be Matt Urban prevailing. Now it's going to be the 74 trying to make the send up the inside of the 24.
That'll open the door for Weissman. Kyle Adams has to get to the bottom here before he starts using up all that tire. He will move to the bottom right there in front of, I believe that's Alex Hallinar in the 57. Saw him in some incidents earlier in our heat race and consolation race, but he made the feature back here in 16th. Meanwhile, that's Hunter King back out on track.
Yeah, he's rolling back there. Looks like a pretty undamaged car. Looking behind him, Matt Mingo also still out there in track, and they're still trying to go at it for these back few positions. these cars who were involved in the early accidents don't just want to bide their time. They want to go. They want to get back up to the front. And we're watching the 27, or the 027 now, put a send up the inside of Ryan Wilson to take that position.
Wilson was the car on his inside that squeezed King between him and Stefane for our second caution. King prevails. They are now into 19th, up from the back. Meanwhile, looking along here with Jake Sylvia, he's fighting it out to try to break into the top 10. That's Tanner Bethea right in front of him. Sylvia will send it down to the inside, all the way to the bottom of the apron. Bethea will fight back on the outside here out of turn 4.
Yeah, and Bethea in the fence there as Sylvia sent it really hard up the inside. He'll take the spot away for 10th, but Bethea is not going to be happy about that. He's going to immediately look back to the inside on Sylvia. Maybe a little bit of contact there. Heading down the back straightaway into 3. Sylvia to the corner, but he can't quite move him, or Sylvia will hold the spot for now.
Man, Bethea, I mean, it was almost the tiniest tap there from Bethea to the back of Sylvia. Sylvia was able to create the crossover. Whoa, loose out of turn 2. Bethea's back on his bumper. Will he send it down to the inside? Barely. He'll try to back out, try to squeeze. I mean, there's a little bit of tap. Contact here out of turn 4.
It's bumper cars for P10 between Sylvia and Bethea. Sylvia down to the inside, tries to slam the door. Bethea sends him right back up the racetrack, dooring each other out of the corner. These two aren't happy with each other, and they're still going to be going at it down to the 3 and 4 because neither of them can get a clear edge. Bethea dooring him back up the racetrack. Sylvia into the fence on lap 22.
Fighting hard here into lap 22. Losing ground to the next car of Tanner Berge. That's a 5/10 away is Berge. Still fighting Sylvia back to the inside here. Man, they're not giving up.
No, they're still drawing each other off these corners. Sylvia all the way down to the apron to try to get something going there.
Contact in the back, too. They're all fighting all over this place.
3 wide, and the 133 of Waylon Robinson is around. Maybe a little bit of contact there. Full 360, but he keeps it going, and the caution is out.
And Sylvia turned around as well up front where we were watching just a moment ago.
Multiple cars spinning out on lap 23. Sylvia and Robinson both going for rides in 2 separate incidents. We're going to have to get a replay of how that happened.
That was Sylvia right as the caution came out. We'll take a look back at Sylvia's incident. This was behind them. Waylon Robinson was spinning. Tanner Bethea and Sylvia were fighting hard. Here's into turn 3. Ooh. Wow. Bethea just sends it in. That's got to be that's got to be an EOL. I'm not sure. Race Control has not said anything yet, but that was hard there as we'll get another look back. Here's the rear bumper of Sylvia.
Yeah, I said they were fighting like they didn't really like each other, and he sent it up right into the bumper from there, trying to move him out of the way, and it sends Sylvia around for 10.
Well, took the tires off the ground. Sylvia has now been relegated to pit road. He's in his pit box currently. I don't think they do have some tires. He's getting some new tires here. So you can pit in this race, and he decided he's going to be in the back. He's in 21st position. Might as well take some fresh tires. So you can pit in this race, but if you're above that top 10, there's really no point to, because track position is key here tonight.
Yeah, you get 2 sets of tires in this race, so you get 1 extra set. So if you have an accident like Sylvia, you're going to the back anyway. No harm in putting that extra set of tires on and trying to use them to get yourself a little further up the field once this race goes back green.
No mind at all. Sylvia will be on the outside of Bethea. So Bethea did get the EOL for that incident. Back behind them, we saw spinner Waylon Robinson relegated to a racing incident. Meanwhile, looking along here with Justin Crowe, right where he started in 5th position, and he's in 5th position in that 86. He's biding his time. Justin Crowe has been a strong driver. We saw him at Langley back at the end of the championship round in the Summer Series, and he was battling in the top 5 all night long.
Yeah, and 1 spot ahead of him is a driver who's moved up a lot of positions. Tyler Muller up from 8th to 4th in the early portion of this race as the pace truck's getting ready to pull off here down turn 4. It's going to be Tempster on the inside. It's going to be Terzak on the outside. And we're getting ready to go back green here. Green flag in the air for lap 28.
Cody Dempster away, and yet again outside of him is Hassler's smoke in the back. Caution is out for an incident here off the restart yet again.
Yeah, immediate accident there. We saw a couple cars around in the mid-pack. We're going to have to get a replay to see what happened there. That was right on the restart. Didn't even make it into turn 1 before these cars were going around.
And we saw that earlier right on the opening portion, but we had a good 15-lap stint of green flag racing, but now we're back to caution. So check out the Vspeed replay of what happened here in the back. Looks like Keegan Bush, Ryan Wilson, the 52 involved as well here on the restart. Ryan Wilson, that pink and green car on the outside, right above them, that was Keegan Bush. Got in the middle, 3 wide yet again, Sky.
Yeah, Keegan Bush got turned around on a tap from behind there, from that car a little further back. Trying to figure out who that was that turned Keegan Bush around. Contact there, spins him around, and he's going to have to fight his way back to the field. Now, that was the 16 car, Trevor Ward, getting into the accident.
That 16 car of Trevor Ward really didn't have anywhere to go there as it gets really stacked up on these restarts. We'll come to complete lap 30 here under caution. Looking along here still with Keegan Bush. These cars checking up, trying to get back in line, catching up with the pace car from that spinner. So, we've seen 4 or 5 cautions here already within 30 laps, and we still got 70 to go.
Yeah, it's been a chaotic, very hectic opening stage of this race, but even with the kind of limited amount of green flag running, we've seen some drivers work their way through. Michael Wiseman started back in 17th after having to go through the consolation. He's already got that car up to 8th. He was the Summer Series champion in this league, and he's going to try to make an impact here in Season 2.
We'll try to make an impact, like you said. Hopefully not impacting with any other cars on the racetrack, but only impacting the results. Because we've seen impact with other cars has not ended well here tonight, Sky. So, we'll line it up here as we're on lap 32. Coming to lap 35, we're going to go one more under the pace truck. So one more is to line it all up, make sure everybody's in position. Race control will give these drivers time because we've got a great grand 20-car field here tonight. What about a turnout for these guys tonight?
Yeah, full house out here. 24 cars making the feature. We had more than that show up. We had to do a consolation even to narrow this field down to the top 24 in the session. And right now, best of the best as we come to the green flag is Cody Dempster. He's led this race start to lap 33, and he's going to try to lead it all the way to lap 100. Pace car is off. We're going to go back green. It's going to be Cody Dempster leading them to the line.
Great start for Dempster, but also great start for Turzak into turn 1 here. Followed behind him 2x2x2 still in the backfield.
Turzak loose off the corner, so is the car behind him of Calabro back there. They're going at it on that outside lane. It's slippery, but it's not going to stop these drivers from trying it on the restart. And it's slippery. Cars wrecking. Big one in the mid-pack.
Parking lot in the front. They're all around. Everybody. Adams, Berge, Buffet, Mingo, Wilson, everybody. Grout. I mean, that's almost more than half the field.
Yeah, we saw Hallinar slip through that there with a little bit of contact. And here comes the flood behind him of cars that got caught up in that. That was a track blocker there on the front straightaway.
That's really going to mix up our field here. Looking back, that was Justin Crow and Tanner Berge there, Muller, that were involved in that incident. It started it all. And then there was nowhere for anybody else to go.
Yeah, Tyler Muller took some massive hits in that incident. It feels like he pinballed back and forth between, basically every car in the field. There he got hit in the air multiple times, almost into the catch fence. It was terrible for him in that accident.
Tyler Muller, a part of the Sticky Racing team, along with his teammate Tanner Berge, both involved in that incident there. Waylon Robinson, you see his front bumper. iRacing took it off for a second, decided to give it back to him, so luckily he'll keep his bumper. Herring was in that, but man, look at how sideways that tracking that car is of Muller. We'll take another look at it yet again because this is definitely our biggest incident of the night so far even before lap 40.
Yeah, Muller thought he was clear of that 71 car at Dylan Calabro. Tried to come up the racetrack, wasn't as clear as he thought he was, and it just triggers a pile up there. Everybody getting involved. You see Hallinar, you see Matt Mingo. It's about 10 cars back there caught up in that.
Yeah, Calabro really did nothing wrong there, fighting for position on the outside. He had a nose there, and he held his position. Muller thought he was clear, wasn't quite. Sideways out of turn 4, and Crow on the inside of Calabro had nowhere to go but into the back bumper of Muller. And then behind him, well, everyone decided to park up and slow down.
Yeah, looks like we do have some fast repairs tonight, so some of those cars that took big damage, like Tyler Muller, will be able to get back out there without too much damage, but that's a lot of cars.
Well,
we're going to have to come down to use a fast repair, and that's going to really shake up the order of this race.
Some of these guys are glad to have that fast repair tonight. I know some of these guys early on were glad of it. Man, Tyler Muller was running in the top 5. Now he's back to 17th. Jake Grout back there. Tanner Berge back there. Mingo was back there. Justin Crow, he was running in the top 5. He's back to 20th. Meanwhile, hey, look at this. Hunter King, he was up and sideways earlier, almost on his head. He's now sitting in the top 10 in 7th.
Yeah, 19th to last to 7th. One of a couple cars having a good run through the field. I mentioned Michael Wiseman earlier. He's gone 17th to 4th, flying through this field in the early going. He's got 60 laps to try to get those last 3 positions.
Weissman, a 3-time winner in the regular season last year with the Misfit Touring Series. So he's no fear of the winner. He knows about victory lane, as we're going to go single file restarts here as race control will deem it. Single file as they are, green flag out yet again here to complete lap 40.
And they're already going at it at the back. Wiseman and Urban running each other down to the apron. Wiseman will hold the spot, but I'm sure the 48 of Matt Urban will not be happy with him in that 48 machine. Going to try again to the inside, but he's not close enough. He's going to fall closer back to that 9 car at Deegan Smith behind him. And we're side by side further back. The 1 car at Jake Sylvia loose off the corner, trying to get around the 20 of Bethea. That battle is not over yet.
Well, we've seen some contact between him and Bethea earlier on. Sylvia will try to go down to the inside. Bethea will cut him off into turn 3. Sylvia has to check up here. Still single file out of turn 4. He'll relegate. That's Jake Sylvia. He'll stay in 9th and try to re-rack him here to get back in front of Bethea.
Yeah, these two were absolutely going at it about 20 laps ago in this race for in the spots in the top 5. This was a really intense battle. It ended with Bethea spinning the 1 car at Jake Sylvia. They're both back to the front now, and this battle has not dimmed in intensity at all. They're still going at it as the damaged 56 car, Ryan Wilson, is trying to limp on the outside of Berge and Adams and some of these other cars back here.
Berge and Muller, teammates, will move through the field together, running up into the 14th and 15th position. Kyle Adams on the inside of Wilson here, trying to move back up into the top 15. Wilson falling through the field. Looking back up here side by side is Muller and Keegan Bush. Keegan Bush on the outside here into 3. He'll have to give it up. Will he try the crossover? No, he won't. Tanner Berge up into 13th.
And we're 3 wide for this 8th position. Calabro on the outside. Big moment for King on the outside. Gets loose. Checks everybody up behind him. Robinson got a little bit of contact back there for 11th. Somehow, everybody keeps it straight. We're going to get a replay of that for you here. That 3 wide action between these cars.
I have no idea how that worked. Calabro, driver we're looking along with right there. Bethea on the inside, and that's Hunter O'King right there on the outside. 3 wide into turn 1. Calabro sends it down to the inside, ricochets up into Bethea, and Hunter King got the worst of it, but no spinners. They were able to all hold it together and hold position there. Calabro relegated into the 8th position as he was able to get around both those cars.
Yeah, I'm genuinely shocked that everybody made it through that. We saw a couple cars get really loose, but they all make it through, okay? And as we head to the halfway point in this race, it's Busch and King in the 27 and the 027 back side by
King's
side.
about to go 3
Big
wide
send
again.
up the inside for Adams. He's not going to get it on the first 27 car, but he will on the second one at King, and he'll pull up in front of him down there.
King sideways. King is sideways here in turn 3, falling back through the field. Justin Crow's around, as well as Trevor Ward. No caution out yet. Still green. Yellow is out.
Yeah, like you said, King got a little loose in there. It looked like it was a big kind of checkup behind him, and that's what led to that accident. We're going to see if we can find this here on the replay. Just a big checkup for those cars led to a bunch of them going around.
And you'll see up there, that's Hunter O. King right there in that turquoise and blue car, checked up, and Justin Crow had nowhere to go. Trevor Ward right behind him. And some late contact there as well. Looking along here again on the hood of Trevor Ward right behind, and that is Justin Crow. That blue car there on the outside, yep, just a stack up.
Yeah, really easy to kind of have just a bit of a domino effect at this track. One car slows up, one car slows up behind him, but doesn't quite slow up enough, and you end up with about 3 cars all in a row there going around as the leader, Cody Dempster, is making a move down pit road.
Well, a lot of these cars have decided that it is time to pit here in this race. So, Evan Hassler has decided to stay out along with Matt Urban, Deegan Smith, Calabro, Bethay, Robinson, while the rest of this field has decided to bring it on to pit road for that extra fresh set of tires. So for the first time, we're going to see a different leader on the restart here tonight, Sky.
Yeah, a bit of a mixed decision there. Cody Dempster's led this whole race up to now, but he's one of a couple cars to come down there. He'll cycle out all the way back in 16th with Terzak in 17th. About 15 cars staying out here early on this pit cycle. And we're going to have a couple more come down now in the second lap of this, so we'll move up to 13th. Still 12 on the racetrack, starting with Evan Hassler in the lead and Trevor Ward in 12th.
A lot of guys deciding to bring it on down as well. Still some drivers decide to stay out, so we didn't see a crazy amount of fall off there between some of these laps, but drivers deciding that, hey, I think we're all going to pit here. I think it's pretty commonly known. So I imagine, how will these guys who haven't pitted stand up to this fresher tires?
Yeah, and some of these cars a little further back have already pit. Jake Sylvia was in the pits on lap 23 trying to fix some damage, and we saw him put tires on that thing. So some of these guys further back already used their tires and have now stayed out. So they're kind of be on a bit of a middle ground between the cars like Evan Hassler and Matt Urban, who have not stayed out, and the cars like Dempster and Terzak, who are just now coming down.
Yeah, Trevor Ward pitted earlier. William Herring pitted earlier, as well as Stefane, along with Jake Grout and Tyler Muller, and Jake Sylvia, who's now in 4th position. So a little bit of a mix-up on the tire strategy. The first car with the freshest tires is early leader of Cody Dempster. He'll be relegated into 12th position. Have to see how he'll come through the field. We're still going single file restarts, so these guys can make it clear. We saw that workout earlier. Pace Truck will dive it on down to pit road. Evan Hassler, your new leader, running second earlier. Green flag is out here for the 38 of Hassler, completing halfway and completing 55 laps. 45 to go.
Big jump for Hassler over Matt Urban in the 48th. He's really going to get away there over the 48 car, Deegan Smith, who's outside, and it's a big send from someone back to the inside there. Side by side a little further back in the field. That is the 49 car looking up the inside of the 20.
That's Jake Grout in that 49 car on the inside of Buffet in that 20. Behind him, Tyler Muller in an incident earlier, looking along with leader of Cody Dempster in that bright blue, pink, green, all the colors there in the 24 car.
Yeah, side by side even further back, the 56 getting run way up the racetrack there by the car in front of him and losing about 3 spots, dropping out to Busch and Hallen are there. He got run way into the fence by Ward, who got really tight out of the corner. Almost another caution there, but everyone manages to keep it straight as that 56 just continues to free fall through the field.
Ryan Wilson, a car yet to come to pit road. All these guys going by on fresher tires, so making a pretty easy job back there in the back. Looking here with Cody Dempster. Remember, that was your race leader earlier. He's your guy with the newest, freshest tires right now in 9th position. Right behind, that's the 15 of, I believe it's Terzak, and right behind him is Muller. Caution! What? Caution is out.
That was a wreck.
I'm so used to saying it that I'm like, oh, where? Smith.
Yeah, that was some of the cars at the front of the field going around there.
Haven't seen many of the front go around. Deegan Smith was running in the top 5. I believe he was running 4th. Or excuse me, he was running 4th. Him and Jake Sylvia right here battling it out for the 3rd position. Deegan Smith dives it down to the inside, gets into Sylvia and has to check up. Car couldn't hold it, spun around into turn 1. We'll take a look off the hood of Smith.
Yeah, he went around. So did Dylan Calabro. That's 2 cars around back there. Tried the send on Sylvia. Didn't stick, and he ends up in the infield spinning around. So does Calabro, who spun out a little further back, trying to get around that incident.
Yeah, Deegan Smith, driver out of Rockington, Illinois. Right side, Jake Sylvia out of Middletown, Rhode Island. So 2 drivers from a little bit farther away in real life, but a little bit closer on track and maybe closer than they wanted to, as Deegan Smith will come down pit road to finally take fresh tires.
Yeah, pretty much everybody coming down here. Looks like the only car who has not come down pit road yet is Matt Urban in the 48, staying out.
You'll have to wonder when he'll pit. We saw the 24 car. We'll take the 24 car. He's moved up to 3rd, but we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be right back to you with the second half of this first race here of the Misfit Touring Series Season 2.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back here yet again, completing lap 65, Matt Urban, only driver not to pit, leading the field. Right behind him is the one of Jake Sylvia, followed by early leader Cody Dempster.
Yeah, we're back green here. Urban on the inside is the only car on those old tires, and Sylvia is trying to shove him out of the way to get himself to the lead. Dempster on the freshest tires in the field back there, and there's contact between these 2 cars. Dempster made the send up the inside. Now he's up to 2nd past Sylvia. He's got 50 lap fresher tires, and he is in pursuit of Matt Urban.
Yeah, Sylvia a little 20 laps behind on his tires as compared to Dempster. Dempster up into 2nd, made a great move there on Sylvia. Right behind him, Kyle Terzak able to move it up into 3rd around that car. Then back there is Weissman trying to battle it up. Sylvia crashing through the field right now, but Matt Urban still holds the lead on those old tires.
Yeah, and they're side by side a little further behind them. That's Justin Crowe in the 86 side by side with Trevor Ward in the 16. Now we're battling again for fourth. Wiseman, the next car, trying to get around Sylvia, who's on those more worn tires than the cars around him. He's trying to hold that inside, but he's getting swallowed up by Dempster and Turzak, and now it's trying to be Michael Wiseman.
Weissman had it up on the inside, but wasn't able to do it. Looking along here with the 27 of Keegan Bush, giving us a great view of this battle. Weissman back to fifth, trying to pull it up on the inside, but he won't be able to. That'll pull Sylvia back into fourth. Meanwhile, 3-car breakaway for the lead. Matt Urban still up front.
Yeah, we're seeing some cars get loose. Big send onto the apron for Dempster. Speaking of getting loose, he's loose after contact with Urban. I'm not sure how either car held on to that. Turzak's going to jump on the opportunity, and now he'll look up to the middle to try to get the second spot away from Dempster.
Dempster absolutely sawing the wheel to the right there through turn one, trying to keep the car from going around. Urban was loose as well. Meanwhile, Sylvia's back on the charge, trying to get around Turzak here. It's a great battle up here at the front.
Yeah, he might have older tires, but he's not going to let that stop him because he's trying to push around Turzak for third. He's holding off Wiseman for the time being in this top 5 pack. He's actually pulling away from Justin Crowe back there in sixth. So as these cars continue to battle, it's going to be all about the tires. Can Matt Urban hold these cars off on his 50-lap older tires, or will Dempster finally be able to make a move on him and take the lead away as we're coming to 26 to go now?
25 laps is a long time to be able to hold these guys off. We got a fight in the back there. That's Hunter King battling back in the mid-pack. That's Jake Grout in front of him. Battles all around the field tonight, but man, look up here. That's Waylon Robinson. Tyler Muller on right behind him, trying to break up into this top 5.
Yeah, there's battles everywhere. This race is really heating up. It's go time with 25 to go, and now we've got Waylon Robinson still all the way down on the apron, trying to make something happen on that 16 car. Trevor Ward, we're battling for the lead. We're battling for the 10th spot. We're battling for 16th. It's chaos everywhere here.
Battle back. That's Tyler Muller on the inside of Waylon Robinson. Waylon Robinson out of Beloit, Wisconsin. Bam, they're banging doors like they do in Wisconsin. Muller trying to break up into the top 10, but he'll have to bring it into 11th first. On the outside, inside of Waylon Robinson. They're not afraid to make some contact here tonight.
And looking further up to the field, Dempster's finally gotten around that 48 car. Matt Urban pushed him up to the outside, and Urban immediately begins to free fall. Turzak's around him, Jake Sylvia's around him, and now it's the 74 car of Michael Wiseman trying to do the same thing and pull himself around. Matt Urban lost that lead, got put on the inside, and now you're seeing just how worn those tires are because he's already fallen back to 5th under threat from Justin Crowe.
I mean, the minute he lost the lead, there was nothing else he could do. Luckily, he's got a bit of a gap here between him and Evan Hassler, but those top 5 have been able to make it around with swift ease. Looking along on the back of Kyle Turzak here. Yellow is out as Dempster and Turzak battle it out.
Yeah, caution further back in the field right as this battle for the lead was heating up. 20 to go, it's Bethy in the grass.
Yeah, the 20 to go, and it's the 20 of Bethay who's involved in this incident here as we come to complete lap 80. We'll take a look back at the Vspeed replay, looking along here with the 20 of Bethay, heading into turn 1. That's Tanner Berge right in front of him. Tanner Berge looks like him and Robinson and Muller had a bit of an issue, and that caused a little bit of a stack up.
Yeah, that was some chaos back there further back. We had one more look at this here. Yeah, just another one. I mean, same thing as we've seen a couple times this race. One car gets loose, the car behind him checks up, car behind him doesn't check up as much, and you get about 3 cars all dominoing into each other and turning each other around there.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like those two guys, Muller and Berge from Sticky Racing, have been getting into some sticky situations tonight here on the track. I mean, they've been involved in a few incidents tonight. They've been trying to run it clean as they can, but it hasn't quite worked out for them. They've moved up back into the 10th and 11th positions. Earlier, they were both fighting up within the top 10, trying to make it back there here as we'll come back, and I believe we'll have close to 15 to go getting close to the end here, but let's talk about this domination from Dempster.
Yeah, the only time he's lost the lead all race was during the pit cycle. He had to drop behind Matt Urban there when he came down for tires. He got around him, and now he's holding the lead again. Kyle Turzak seems to be the closest car, trying to mount a charge on him, but he hasn't been able to steal the lead yet. No laps led for Turzak. He's been close, but he's not quite there as Dempster continues to lead, and we're going to go back to double file restarts this time.
Back to double file restarts. Might invoke some chaos here for the end of this race. Turzak, a new guy to this league here in Season 2, and already seeing some great stuff out of him as he's been in the top 5 all night long. So it might not be as easy to take this championship for Sylvia this year because he's got some competition with Dempster and Turzak, as well as some older members that we've got like Hassler, Weissman, Deegan Smith. All those guys in the top 10. It's going to be a great one here to fight it out for this championship this season. And I'm really excited to hear out of the action out of race 1.
Yeah, these cars have chosen, and Turzak is going to choose the inside right behind Cody Dempster. So he'll drop back a position. He'll give the outside lane to Jake Sylvia because he thinks that inside is preferred, and that's going to be his best chance to make a send on Cody Dempster.
Weissman up to 4th position. Like you said, he's moved through the field, stayed out of incidents. He's up 13 spots from the lead. But the real question is, can Turzak or Sylvia bring it to Dempster, because he has been dominant all night long. Coming to complete lap 84 here, coming to lap 85. Dempster on the inside of Sylvia. He's going to take it back for double file restarts yet again. Here, we're green.
16 to go and a great start for Dempster. Turzak immediately trying to get his way around Sylvia to take that second spot back like he had before the restart. But Sylvia, his tires are more worn than these cars, but he's put up one heck of a fight, and he's still up here battling with Turzak. Car in the wall a little further back, that's Justin Crow. But they hold the spots for now, no one going around, and it's now Turzak taking that spot away from Sylvia.
Excuse me, that was Weissman in the wall. Crow was able to jump in front of him there. Sylvia falls down into 3rd. Kyle Turzak able to make it up into 2nd position. Now he sets his sights on leader, Cody Dempster. Meanwhile, back in the pack, Weissman falling down yet again. Kyle Adams inside of him, that's Tanner Berge.
Yeah, we've got it worked out. We're single file up front, but we're not at all single file further back. Here's one of those battles. 15 and 74, Carl Weissman around the outside here. They're still side by side. That's Deegan Smith in that battle. They are going at it for this 7th position right here. They're side by side, a couple rows further behind them as well. Chaos all over, everyone trying to get anything they can. With 12 to go, and someone's around further back. That's Adams. 24.
He keeps it straight, no caution here yet, so we're still green. We're going to take a look back at the Vspeed replay real quick. Tanner Berge back there, that's Berge, or Muller, it's Muller on the inside of Adams. Gave him a little tap to straighten him up, but Adams fell right out of the top 10, and he's now back to 17th position as we're coming to complete lap 89 here. 11 to go.
Yeah, it was a great save to avoid a caution.
It was.
It's going to send him way back to the field. We're side by side for the lead of this race. Turzak's got the inside on Cody Dempster, and he is pushing. Turzak hasn't led a lap all night. He will right now. Kyle Turzak fighting for the lead. Can he dethrone Cody Dempster? And now it's Jake Sylvia back to the inside as well.
Turzak's clear on the inside. Dempster's going to absolutely send it. He won't have enough. Turzak clear into the lead for the first time tonight. Sylvia trying to move up into 2nd. Dempster falling down. What does he have left in the tank? Meanwhile, they're on the back bumper of Turzak.
All over each other. It's Sylvia around in the background, and we're going to have a caution.
Sylvia around battling side by side with Cody Dempster. Absolute chaos. This is great racing.
Yeah, and that is heartbreak for Jake Sylvia. He was on those worn tires, was trying to make it work for 2nd around the inside of Cody Dempster, and it just goes wrong. We'll see what happened here on the replay. Dempster and Sylvia. Dempster maybe a little too low off the corner, tags the quarter panel of Sylvia and sends him around into the fence.
You've got to wonder if race control will take a look back at that and deem that a racing incident, or will Dempster get an EOL? We're going to have to wait and see. Like you said, Dempster looked like he got a little bit loose off the corner. That's why he might not have been as close to the wall as Sylvia was thinking he was going to be. So
yeah,
it might have been a
be
racing incident there.
It's going to be a really interesting one to rule for sure, especially because you don't want to take a car like Cody Dempster, who's led so many laps this race, out of contention for the win here.
Yeah, really, he's led over, I believe, 70 laps here tonight. So like we said, absolute dominance. But the real story right now, Dempster's been dethroned for the moment. It's Kyle Terzak. Terzak, he is a Sarah Weekly Series champion. So Sarah Series races these late model stocks quite often, and being a champion in the Sarah Series is a huge, huge compliment to what Terzak can do, and explains why he's up here being able to bring the fight to guys like Cody Dempster and Jake Sylvia. So we take the green. I don't think we're gonna go to a green-white checker just yet. I think we're gonna have one natural green-white checkered here. But if we get any cautions after that, before they take the white flag, we will go to green-white checkers. But that will only happen if we get a caution before the white flag. The moment the white flag is taken, the next flag that is thrown will end this race.
Yeah, Terzak's really peaking at the right time here, leading his first laps in the last 10 laps of this race. Cody Dempster has stayed up front. He's taken the inside because he thinks that gives him the best chance of chasing down Dempster, and that'll give the outside lane on this restart to the 86 of Justin Crowe. Haven't seen him up in the top 3 much of this race, but he's got a shot to do something right now.
He's been involved in some incidents and able to bring it back up here into the top 5. We're going to take one more lap around this field. So Justin Crowe on the outside of Kyle Terzak. When we come back to the green, we're going to have 3 laps. We've had 9 cautions here tonight, 6 different lead changes. Can Terzak hold on for 3 more laps? I can bet you that Cody Dempster is not done yet, right behind Terzak here in that 15 car. Double file, we roll into turn 3 and 4 here at Stafford Motor Speedway. We're going to have 3 to go here at the line. They line it up, tight packed. Terzak has control. He'll hit the gas here. Coming to complete lap 97 into 98. 3 to go. Dempster on the inside.
Yeah, Dempster's going to have to clear that 86 car of Crowe if he wants any shot of getting it done here. He needs to do it quickly because with 3 to go, he does not have a lot of time to catch back up to that 15 car of Terzak. And the longer they stay side by side for second, the more Terzak will get away there, wrecking at the back. Car almost flipped over.
That's Tanner Berge in the 35, up and around, able to land back on all 4 wheels. That'll be a caution. We did not take the white flag. That will send us to a green-white checkered. And Terzak did not want to see that caution because he was in an absolute dream scenario up front. So we'll take a look back here, Sky, at what happened in the backfield.
Yeah, contact between, it looked like him and that car was behind him. Check up behind, and somebody back there just had nowhere to go. I think it was Bush in the 27. Couldn't do anything about it. Slammed
Jake
into the
Grout.
side of him.
Jake Grout in the 49 there. Yep, on his outside. I believe that was Calibro. Calibro was on the outside there. Squeezed down Tanner Berge. That slowed him up, and Grout had nowhere to go. Lifted the wheels off of the 35 car, and that's what got him up and around. 2 tires, 4 tires, back to 2 and back to 4. We'll take a look back here on the nose of Jake Grout.
Yeah, we'll look at him through here. You can see how this plays out for that car in front of him. Yo, yeah, 71 into the fence, turns the 35, the 36 car around, and then further back, Keegan Bush just didn't have anywhere to go and T-boned him hard.
Racing incident. Tanner Berge was actually given the EOL for that incident. So interesting to see that he got the EOL there, but race control will deem it how they see it necessary. So Berge will go to the back. He won't have much time to bring it up forward. He's back in the 20th position. As we'll line him up yet again. This will be our first white checker, first whack, green whack checker. Some of these cautions have been whacked. These guys driving out here crazy tonight, but this will be the first of 3 attempts. So these drivers will have 2 to go at the line of these green-white checkers, but if we get all 3 attempts, no matter what happens, they'll go to the end.
Yeah, once again, it's going to be the 15 of Turzak on the inside. Justin Crow has opted to restart on the outside of the front row in second, and it'll be Cody Dempster going from third on the inside. So these 3 cars lining up in the same position that they did last time. It'll be Deegan Smith and the other 15 car on the outside in fourth. We're going to come to 2 to go here down the back straightaway. This is going to be a fun overtime.
Well, Dempster really had a look at what he needs to go right this time. He needs to get clear of Justin Crow as soon as possible. Can't run side by side like they did. Turzak on the gas yet again for another restart. Trying to keep it clean. 2 to go here at the line.
Yeah, they're going at it for second. Dempster, he can't get clear of Crow. Crow's done a really good job of fighting back. And Dempster hasn't been able to send the move up on Turzak, and as we come to the white flag, we'll make it there intact. Dempster can't get there.
Dempster can't do it. He now has a little bit of an edge on the inside of Crow, but is it too late? Kyle Turzak has a half a second lead on your second and third place car. Evan Hassler trying to make it up. Deegan Smith trying to hold top 5 position. Meanwhile, Kyle Turzak, winner in the first race here at Stafford Motor Speedway in Season 2 of the Misfit Racing League, crashes all around the back as drivers trying to make it to the start-finish line.
Yes, Kyle Turzak takes the checkered over Cody Dempster. It was chaos at the back. I think we saw Kyle Adams go around, a couple other cars in the fence. It was all over the track back there. Everybody scrambling to get any position they could.
Man, so much to unpack there. In those last 2 laps, I think half the field was involved in an incident. There was no time for a caution as we took the white flag, but driver of the day, Kyle Turzak, started in 4th, but he'll finish first. He's your first winner in Season 2 here of the Misfit Touring Series.
Didn't lead any laps until the last 10 laps of that race.
Absolutely impressive. And he's gonna do a little bit of a Polish victory lap here at Stafford. And wow, just what a drive here from Kyle Turzak. Excited to get to talk to him here in the future after we get his burnouts commercial break and we get to his interviews, because what a drive from him. And man, what a heartbreaker for Cody Dempster. You're going to get to talk to him, Sky.
Ooh. Yeah, we're going to send you to commercial right here, and we'll be right back for the interviews and the results here on Vspeed.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We're we're back here at the All-American Motor Speedway, Stafford Motor Speedway, that is. So we just had an extremely exciting one here, Sky, and we're going to get to talk to our race winner. That was Kyle Terzic. So we're going to bring him into the booth here. Results we're going to have here. Hold on one second, Kyle. We're going to have the results here. Kyle Terzic, obviously your winner, followed up by Cody Dempster. In third place, we'll have the 86 of Justin Crow. Then the 38 of Evan Hassler. And in fifth, we'll have the 9 of Deegan Smith. The 133 of Waylon Robinson will bring it up in sixth position, followed by the 55 of Tyler Muller. In eighth, we'll have the 12 of Matt Mingo. And in ninth position, the 1 of Jake Sylvia. Rounding out your top 10 will be the 57 of Hallinar. Bring it up with our back half, Sky.
Keegan Busch finishes this race in 11th in that 27 machine with Ryan Wilson in 12th in the 56. Gillen Calabro in the 71 finishes 13th with Trevor Ward one spot behind in 14th. Tanner Burgee, we saw it front a couple times, but he brings it home 15th. William Herring in 16th. Hunter King 17th. Kyle Adams 18th. Jay Strout 19th. Matt Urban in 20th.
Back in 21st, we had 74 Michael Weissman, 17 laps down. Tanner Bethea in that 20 saw him involved in a few incidents, as well as the 89 of Bradley Stefane. And the 24th position and final position is the 015 of Wilcott. So, sorry to keep you waiting there, Kyle. What about this race? I mean, we saw you didn't lead a lap until the last 10, but you were in the top 5 all night long. Take me through the early portions of this race, waiting it out in the top 5.
Yeah, just to start right there, we had the average of 6, so I started 4th, since we qualified 3rd, and I just knew where to buy our time right there, and we had a one set of tires, and when I got up second, I know Cody was really good in 3 and 4, but seems like when he got that right front hot, seems like he pushed up in 1 and 2. So with that on lap 50, I told Cody, I was like, hey, we got tires. Why aren't we taking them? So we took them right there at halfway, and that's probably the thing that won us that race right there was the tires. And we had to fight our way through the pack, and then we had that caution right after we pitted, and that's when everybody knew that they had to get tires, and that put us up around 4th and 3rd, and we just eased past those 2 guys up front, and then it was just a battle between me and Cody, and Cody made that one mistake, and that was the first one he probably made all race, and I just knew that was my chance, and that was very close and tight and good racing right there. But towards the end, I thought we were about to go 3 there on the second to last restart, and went a little bit hard in, but still got it done.
It really was great racing. It was awesome to watch you guys battle it out. I mean, Dempster was leading into lap 90, and then you brought it when you followed that mistake. Talk to me about those last 2 restarts. You're starting up front, and those last 2 restarts, Dempster is right behind you. What's going through your mind as you do those restarts?
Don't miss a shift. I got some new pedals, so I'm working with trying to get good with shifts, and I found something, but it paid off. And actually, the second to last restart, he picked me up, and it actually worked out because I gained some speed. But those last 2 restarts, man, you had to be perfect, and I was. And it just seems like when I got in clean air, the car really loosened up right there, so that was pretty good.
Yeah, well, this is your first win here in the Misfit Touring Series for Season 2. How does a win feel tonight going into the rest of this season?
Pretty good. I only ran 1 race prior to this, which is Slinger, and I didn't do too well in that. I was in the top 5 and then wrecked myself. Probably don't talk about that. But to come out here to Stafford, I love this track. I always watch it on Flow. I think they are on whatever they're on, and I always love the modified racing here. And when I saw this track was the first race on the schedule, I was super excited. So glad to get one here and for my guys back at the shop from RKM.
Well, it's always awesome to see a new winner here at Misfit, and we hope to see you back for the rest of the season. You're going to be back fighting for this championship?
I hope so. Our racing season IRL is coming to close here, so I definitely want to race more, and I probably will. So
there we go. Kyle Terzic, possibly a title contender here for the Misfit Touring Series Season 2. Kyle, before I let you go, anyone you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, I just want to thank Kyle Adams for putting this on. Crow Sims Shots, sorry. RKM Sub Shop, Team Watching Racing Sets. You guys for doing the broadcast. You guys are doing a killer job. Appreciate that for you guys coming out. iRacing as a whole for giving us this great simulator. Sometimes it can be a pain, but these are probably the closest you're ever going to get to real life, and I'm glad to be winning, to say the least. These sims, and I couldn't have done it with Ryan Kuhn tonight. Kuhn has gave me my sets this week, and for further races, and we were just on kill tonight. We got 1, 2, 3, probably more. But I just can't thank him enough.
Well, congratulations, Kyle. Awesome to see you get the win tonight. Go celebrate, man.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, that was Kyle Terzak, your race winner. Up next, Sky is going to get to talk to that 24 of Cody Dinster, who came up second tonight.
Hey, Cody.
What's going on?
We saw you get so close. You led so many laps of that race, but all kind of came to the close there with 10 to go, and he got passed by Terzak. Walk us through that battle with him there at the end.
He and I were really close on speed. He's fast every week, and I knew he was going to race me with respect. I could never hit 1 and 2 the same way twice tonight, and I was pretty close every time. And then I just made too big of a mistake one time, washed up a couple grooves, and he was just there. And you can try and hold someone on the bottom as much as you want, but you're never going to make any ground on the top.
And yeah, you saw there on the last couple restarts, you were restarting on the inside behind Terzak in third. He had to fight with Justin Crow, and he couldn't really clear him there on those last couple restarts. Talk us through that decision.
I knew that our best bet was just going to be start behind him, hope he makes a mistake, hope he get a good rundown into one. And on that first green-white checkered, I had my nose in there, but I don't think he realized I was there, and so we backed out of it. Just live to fight another day kind of deal, save a couple race cars, especially him being a teammate. So it was just survive, finish the best that you could, and if you made a mistake, be there for when it mattered.
Yeah, second place finish. I know it's not what you wanted, but it does set you up nicely for future races in this series. Think you're going to try to run for the championship here?
I'm going to make as many as I can. Next week will be questionable if we make it or not. I got a 5 a.m. flight out the next day, and then the week after I for sure won't be here. So hopefully, maybe, depending on how the day goes, I'll make next week so I don't have to use both my drops and at the beginning of the season. But we're going to use one for sure and just kind of play it out as we go along.
All right, you have anyone you want to thank on the broadcast tonight?
RKM Setup Shop, Patriot, Rocket Race Wraps, you guys for putting this on, and Kyle Adams for running a good series. It's hard after we've been away for so long to have everything go smooth in that one, and he was getting a little frustrated, but he does the best he can and puts on a good series for everyone.
All right, congrats on second place finish, Cody Dempster.
Thank you much.
All right, and back to Scott now because he's caught up with our third place finisher tonight, Justin Crow.
Yeah, well, Justin Crow back in the booth here. Third place finish tonight. How does it feel?
Pretty good. That was a hard fought third place there.
It was. We saw you. I mean, you were all over the field tonight, mostly not of your own doing. I mean, we saw you involved in incidents. We saw Trevor Ward get into your rear, trying to avoid Tanner Berge. So you were really all over the place tonight. Talk to me about the mindset of a driver having to come from the back of the field all the way trying to get back to the front.
Yeah, it's really just trying to, stay clean, stay out of the, the messes that you knew were going to be kind of inevitable, and protect your tires as much as you could. That kind of went out the window there after the mid-race caution. Kyle and Cody were both teammates, and I heard them talking, pit strategy, and I got involved in that mid-race caution there, and I kind of second-guessed on the strategy and ended up coming in for the tires a lap later than they did, which put me even further back than I would have been, just from the incident itself. So, had to use more tire than I definitely wanted to try and make my way back up through the field. Over-adjusted the car just a little bit. It was a little bit looser than I would have liked it to be, and then, just kind of trying to hang on there at the end. Trying to do my best to get a Team RKM 1-2-3 finish there.
Well, you talked about using up those tires a little bit more than you wanted, having to come through the field. Was that one of the factors to why you and Dempster ran side by side for so long in those final two restarts.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, I over adjusted the car a little bit, made it a little bit looser, and that combined with probably having to push a little bit harder than I wanted to. I knew that being on the outside wasn't going to be ideal, but I knew that we had Evan Hassler there, lurking fourth or fifth or so on some of those late race restarts, and I knew that he was on about 5 laps fresher tires, so. And I didn't want to take the outside, but I knew that if I didn't, that he would definitely be the first car on the outside and possibly have a better shot at taking on Kyle there for the lead. So I was definitely willing to race Kyle and Cody for it, but I also, like I said, wanted to make sure that we did our best to get a 1-2-3 finish. So it was a little bit of strategy call, on my own part to kind of protect the team there a little bit. So I took the outside, and I knew I didn't really have the car to hang on, but it was enough for third, so I'll take it.
Absolutely great to talk about teamwork and team play. This is a great points finish for you. We head to Nashville Fairgrounds next week. What does the prep work look like for that race?
Just turn laps and adjust on the setup to get some, get it dialed into your preference. Definitely like Nashville. It's not my favorite in this car, but I still do pretty good there. So, high hopes for a good finish there as well.
Well, there we go, Justin. Before I let you go, anyone you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, I definitely want to thank Ryan Kuhn and RKM Setup Shop, Pedley's Garage, Kyle Adams, and all the guys at MRL for putting this on. You guys for the broadcast, and shameless self plug for Crow Sim Shots.
Hey, don't have to be shamed for it at all. Absolute great plug there. Congratulations on third place finish tonight, Justin.
Appreciate it, guys.
Well, that was your third place finisher of Justin Crow. What a race tonight, Sky. Bring me through your thoughts, what you thought about the night.
Yeah, it was a really fun one, and I think we're only going to have more fun next week. We're going to Nashville for our second race in the series. It'll be next week on the 9th, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, from the Nashville Fairgrounds short track. Much higher bank than this one, always a fun time.
Much higher banked and a lot more bumps. A lot of people know Nashville for its big bump out of turn 2. It's really what we know about the late model stock. It's a bit of a tighter car, but even as it is tight, it's still easier to get loose. And that bump out of turn 2 is absolutely tough. Talk to me about what these drivers are going to need to be doing to get prepped for that.
Yeah, this track's much higher bank than Stafford. It drives very, very differently. So it's going to be a whole different ballgame in terms of the lines you're running, what you're doing, how you're going to have to pass cars. It's going to be a big switch up from this week. It's going to be a really exciting one.
It's going to be a lot different from this week. We had an exciting one here tonight. What was your favorite part?
I think the battle for the lead. We had a great one all night between Turzak there. I mean, he got the lead in the end, but it was so close between him and Dempster. All over each other all night. Great battles pretty much all throughout the field, but the one for the lead was really special.
I'm really excited about this title fight. It was awesome to see some new guys. We talked about Turzak, ran one race before in the summer series, but now he's already got a win. Dempster's over here now, so Sylvia's not going to have it as easy here tonight. Well, we're going to bring it to a close here. Thanks to Kyle Adams and Jake Sylvia at Misfit Racing Leagues. Thanks to DJ Lion in the booth, and big thanks to Sky Shrek as my co-commentator tonight. My name is Scott Shive. We'll see you next week at Nashville Fairgrounds.
We got the wheels instead so bold. Roads of fire, you're never cold. Tears and glory, feel the rush. This misfit crew you can't hush. Engines roaring loud as thunder, speeding past you in our plunder. Feel that rebel heart ignite. We own these streets under the night. Misfit racing leads the way. Other leagues got nothing to say. We're the thunder in the storm. Watch us whirl. This is our norm. Tires screaming on the track. Other teams are left in the back. Adrenaline and gas combined. In this madness we all shine. Feel the heat as we approach. Victory's Misfits called with a giant standing tall. Engines roaring loud as thunder, speeding past you in our plunder. Feel that rebel heart ignite. We own these streets under the night. Misfit right. Engines racing leads the worker, speeding past you in our plunder. Feel that rebel heart ignite. We own these streets under the night. Misfit racing leads the way. Other leagues got nothing to say. We're the thunder in the storm. Watch us whirl. This is our norm. Tires screaming on the track. Other teams are left in the back. Adrenaline and gas combine. In this madness we all shine. Feel the heat as we approach. Victory's a rolling coach. Checkered flags are all we see. Misfits rule eternally. Burn up or feel alive. See the sparks as we arrive. Adrenaline and gas combine. In this madness we all shine. This is our norm. This is our norm. This is our norm. This is our norm. Tires screaming on the track.